Welcome back to our channel Mind Mapping. In our first class, we discussed polynomials in one variable. Today we have taken a topic for you, linear and quadratic polynomials, their natures and features. Let's start. Linear polynomial and quadratic polynomial. We have taken an example for you. So you see, we have written here px. So what does it mean? Students are confused. What is px? That is polynomial in one variable, that is x. So one polynomial we have taken for you 2x plus 4. So please count how many terms are there. The two terms, first term and second term, two terms. So a linear polynomial has two terms. Okay. So you see px is equal to 2x 2x plus 4. So let me clarify. The first term, variable x here, coefficient a is 2 and 4 is the constant polynomial or constant. So 2x plus 4. But why it is called linear polynomial? So let's come to the next point. The highest degree of variable x, look at here, is 1. So a linear polynomial has the highest degree of the variable, that is 1. This is very important. You have to identify which one is linear, which one is quadratic. So in standard form, we express or we write or we represent linear polynomial. So we write ax plus b. So here x is the variable, o is the coefficient or cooperative friend that I told you in the first class. So ax, here degree is 1, but b is a constant polynomial or constant. So standard form ax plus b, that you have already learned in class 9. But graphical or geometrical representation of a linear polynomial. So what is linear? Means a straight line. So it represents a straight line. And if we present in a graph, taking x-axis and y-axis, that we have taken here, you can see now that line intersect the x-axis at a point that we call x-coordinate. So x-coordinate is the zero of that polynomial. So how many zeros? So only linear polynomial has only one zero. Means for that value, if we put that value in place of x, that polynomial becomes 0. So that x, the value of x, we call it k, and that the value of k is a 0 of the polynomial. So we shall discuss in next class. So here number of 0 only 1, and it intersects x-axis, and the nature is a straight line. So it intersects, that we have pointed here. This is the x coordinate, and x coordinate is the only point on x-axis which represents the 0 of the polynomial. So these are the basic natures and characteristics of a linear polynomial. So let's switch over to quadratic polynomial. So we have taken px, so that is polynomial in a variable x. Okay, but now look at this, 2x square minus 6x minus 8. How many terms are there? So there are 3 terms. So a quadratic polynomial has 3 terms. This is very important, please remember. And let me explain. In the first term, the variable x and coefficient is 2. In the second term, variable is x and the coefficient b is minus 6. And third term is a constant polynomial, that is a constant, that is minus C is minus 8. So let's compare. Here the highest degree of the variable is 1. Now look at the highest degree of the variable is 2, means x square. So this has been derived from a word quadrate. Quadrate means square. So according to this word, so it is known as, or it is called as quadratic polynomial. So the degree is 2. This is very important. Okay. So standard form, now you two terms, we are between ax plus b. Here we have to write three terms. Okay. Ax square plus bx plus c. So a is the coefficient of x square and b is the coefficient of x and c is the constant. So this is the standard form to write or to represent or to express a quadratic polynomial. Now look at this point, the graphical representation or geometrical representation of a quadratic polynomial. So we have mentioned here, so graphical representation is open upward, so this is open upward, and or open downward parabolas. So this shape is called parabolas. So look at here. In the first case, the parabola is open upward and it intersects at 2 points on the x-axis. So naturally there are two zeros. The x coordinate here is the minus coordinate and the plus coordinate. Okay. Here we find two zeros for for this open upward parabola. So a quadratic polynomial may have two zeros. According to the first case. Second case you see, though it is open and upward, but it intersects at one point of the x-axis. At one point of the x-axis. So it has only one zero. Now look at the third case that we have taken. In the third case, the open upward parabola doesn't intersect the x-axis, means it has no zero. So there are three conditions, but generally a quadratic equation has two zeros. But there are some cases in which you can find a quadratic equation has one zero and no zero. These are the graphical or geometrical representation of a quadratic polynomial. Okay. Next, in the next part, we shall discuss the zero polynomial and the zero of a polynomial. Now, let us discuss in short. Px is equal to 2x plus 4. For what value of x, that polynomial becomes zero. The value of x is called the zero of the polynomial, or the value of x. If we take as k any real number, that will be the zero of a polynomial. So we in the next class, we shall discuss zero polynomial and zero of a polynomial. We shall compare and we shall clarify our doubts, if any. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Watch our videos. If you like, share and subscribe.